Hello and welcome back to Jimbo's PC Builds. Today it's time to unbox yet another mouse, but this one's going to be a bit different. So without further ado, let's have a look at the mouse that we're going to be unboxing today. So I'm going to be unboxing the Steelseries Aerox 9 Wireless Limited Edition for World of Warcraft. Now, Steelseries, in partnership with Blizzard, have done like a series of peripherals. So they've done a mouse, I think they've done a keyboard, and they've definitely done headphones. And the idea is that you get these and you get an item with it, and the mouse is set up to work well with World of Warcraft. I'm not going to really look at it from that perspective today. I'm going to look at it to see if it's a good mouse or not, because it costs an incredible $160. So at that price, it had better be good. So in today's video, I'm going to unbox the mouse, and then I'm going to compare it in terms of weight and then feel and usage with some other mice, and then I'll give you my final thoughts and conclusion on the mouse at the end. Alright, so without further ado, let's get this bad boy open. So, differently to sort of some of the other mice that I've unboxed, I have not opened it first to make sure everything's in one piece, for the reason being that this was bought from a store and not bought online. So, good old FedEx and friends never got a chance to do anything to this mouse, unless it was to deliver to the store. And straight out the get-go, the mouse is the first thing that greets you. It's got a big World of Warcraft symbol on there. It's got like nice gold buttons on the side, so I'm guessing they're programmable. Like you can put macros and stuff on them for like commands and stuff. You've got a button underneath where you've got your like it looks like it's wireless, wired. Oh, it's Bluetooth off and wireless. 2.4 gigahertz wireless on the bottom. There's your charging port at the bottom. So you've got one button here, which I'm guessing is for the like controlling various commands, and then you got a scroll button. I'll go into more detail when I compare it to the other mice. So what else do we get in the box? We get this, which is this is the free in-game item that I was talking about. So you get a code on the back, which I'm not going to show you because I don't want anybody to steal my item. And it's you can cash it in either on the website, on the Battle.net app, and that's it. So they're your options. You get the old manual, okie dokie. You get a charging cable, which to be fair is a thick boy. That's it's USB-A to USB-C, by the way. But the cable's lovely and thick. The braid on that is lovely. I don't think that's going to hold any kinks. That's lovely. Really nice, but at the price I'd expect it to be. We also get some replacement feet to go on the bottom here. So you got replacement feet. And it looks like there's something at the bottom here. It says, "Open this for glory." So I've opened it. Oh. It's the USB-C dongle, and let me guess, an adapter for USB-A. Having trouble getting this out. It's like an adapter block that sits on your desk. So I'm guessing you can do things with that. That's it. Okay, so that's everything you get. So you get a adapter block, USB-C wireless dongle. In here you get your changeable feet, you get your manual, and you get your redeemable item, and then of course last but not least you get your mouse. Alright, so let's get the scales out and we'll compare the mouse in terms of weight. Oh, forgot the cable. We'll compare this mouse in terms of weight with three other mice. At this point I'll show you the mice that I'm comparing it to. The glorious D2, the glorious I2, and the Keychron M7. Now both the M7 And the i2 are mice that I've used in other videos, and I've also done videos specifically on them, unboxing and first impressions. So that's why I'm including them. The D2 is a very popular gaming mouse, so that's why I've included it, and it's a very similar shape. Not quite the same because it's not got the macro buttons, but just by picking this up I can tell the weight difference already between this and the D2, which basically doesn't feel like anything. Alright, so now I've shown you the mouse, let's get the scales out. Okay, so first of all, the M7. 66 grams. The i2, 74 grams. The D2, 65 grams. And finally, the World of Warcraft mouse, a whopping 98 grams. Which, to be fair, is not surprising because it's got all the extra macro buttons and all the functions that come with it. Alright, so I'll get the camera close to the desk. I'll do like a brief interlude with each mouse. I'll do the sound check on all the buttons, and then I'll give you my final thoughts and conclusion. So first up, we've got the Aerox 9. It glides pretty well. You know, for a mouse of its weight, it's actually pretty decent. If you do the button tests, nice and loud on your clicks. The scroll wheel, pretty stiff. It's not an easy gliding one, which can be of benefit if you're playing a game like World of Warcraft where you don't want it to go out of control. There's quite a bit of resistance on the button press as well, so if you want to use that for a specific command in Warcraft, you can do that. And it's not going to, you're not going to easily press it by accident. The middle button again, it's got a little bit of resistance to it, so you're not going to easily press that. I didn't find, well, actually the logo, it depends on your grip, but for me the logo does sit comfortably in my palm, so it's not causing me any issue. But if you go for a claw grip, I can see the logo becoming a bit of a pain. In terms of the macro buttons, not a very loud audible click to any of them. They're reachable, but again, depending on your grip, how practical they are. The ones towards the front are easily reached. Now, because the wet grip I've got, because I'm used to using, say, the i2, which we'll look at in a minute, I could probably find, and to be fair, it's not going to happen. I was just thinking maybe I could catch these buttons by accident, but I'd really have to squeeze because there is a good amount of resistance to them, so you're not going to find yourself pressing them by accident too often. So, as a World of Warcraft mouse with the extra macro buttons, I can see it being of use. You know, it's very heavy, it does glide well, and if you're used to a heavy mouse, I tell you what you could use this for, actually, because you've got good feet on the bottom, it's for work. If you're not looking to zip around like you would do with a first-person shooter, then you could use this for work very well. With the extra macro buttons, or for streaming, you could use it for that as well. But yeah, that's my thoughts of the mouse. Next up, we'll do the D2. Oh, the weight difference is amazing straight away. And to be fair, this is the lightest of the four mice. But you have to give the button press. Not a massive amount of resistance there. They're really good switches. The scroll wheel's got a good amount of resistance to it, but again, you can flick it quite easily so you can get it going. In terms of the button press, you don't need to put a lot into that, so it's easily pressed. The pull rate control button, very similar actually. The size, apart from the gold obviously, it's very similar. And then you've got the two side buttons. Personally, I don't use these on any mouse. I don't use the side buttons very often because I've got the grip. I have to really go towards the front to get my fingers on the buttons. So the first button is usable. The one at the back is a bit of a pain. But yeah, and you've got the RGB bands. Looks very nice, and it's a lot lighter. If I was going to do any kind of gaming at all, apart from World of Warcraft, I would use this every day of the week compared to that. Alright, the next is the i2. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I've done a video on this before, but I'll go through it very quickly. The buttons are very similar to the D2. The scroll wheel is pretty much identical. The only difference this time is you've got two buttons on top rather than one, but they've got about the same resistance. You've also got four buttons on the side. Now I find the one at the front very useful, and then the other three I don't use too often, but I like the rest on the side, as I've mentioned in previous videos. This glides very similar to the D2. It's slightly heavier, but it's really got a really good scroll, a really good movement on it. If you compare the number of feet on this to the D2's only got 4 feet, but it's a smaller mouse. So what Glorious have done with this is they put extra feet on to make sure it glides just as easy. And you can tell the difference. If I bring the Steelseries mouse back, there's nothing on the side, and I think, to be honest with you, it gets away with it, but I think extra glide feet on the sides might have helped it glide even nicer, so something to keep in mind. Next up, comparing to the M7. Again, I've done a separate video on this. Again, a lot lighter, glides very well, it's a lot easier. In terms of the glide, it's only got 3, but it's got 1 on the side here, which really helps it. So it does glide a lot easier. In terms of the buttons, similar resistance to the D2 and the I2. There's no button on top because everything is done underneath. That's where the kind of second buttons are. But you scroll wheel, good bit of resistance. When you press, you've got a good bit of resistance. It's actually very similar to the SteelSeries mouse. You've got 3 buttons on the front. I find the one at the furthest forward is too far away really to be able to practical use. I've got to move my thumb to it. But this one on the side here, or these two, are a lot easier to reach, so a lot more practical. But generally, as a mouse, I think I mentioned you could use the SteelSeries mouse for work. I think this is a much better option. This is a really good work mouse, but it's a very multi-purpose mouse because you could use this for gaming quite easily because it's light and it glides really well. All right, so that's a look at all of the mice in depth. Now let's give you my final thoughts and conclusion. So my final thoughts and conclusion. It's expensive. It's very expensive. The build quality on the mouse is rock solid, which, to be fair, considering the price, you'd expect it. You know, it's got, look, oh, I didn't notice before, it looks like it's got a RGB band across the bottom. There you go. For me, you're paying for the macro buttons on the side, which if you play World of Warcraft and you're going to find them useful, then okay, that's good. It's heavy, but it does glide very well considering its weight. So in World of Warcraft you don't really need, if you're buying this specifically for it, you don't really need to be able to whip the mouse very quickly to hit targets and stuff like that. This is not a mouse that is suitable for like your first person shooters. So if you're going to play the likes of, I don't know, Call of Duty or anything like that, this is not the mouse for it. This is specifically aimed at World of Warcraft players, and it's going to be good for them because it's, you know, it's all World of Warcraft all over it, and you get the in-game item. But as a mouse generally, if you're not a World of Warcraft fan, for the price, you should not buy this mouse. It is heavy, it glides okay, but it's a single use, it's a one-trick pony. It's good for World of Warcraft and not much else. And that's just because of the macro buttons. So, is it a good mouse? There are better mice out there you can buy for a lot cheaper, like the D2, which is over half the price. And if you don't need the macro buttons, if you can just use, you've got a good keyboard and you don't need the macro buttons, then you don't need the World of Warcraft mouse. Basically, what you're paying for with this is the in-game item. That's what you're spending all the money on. So just keep that in mind. If you're a World of Warcraft fan, you want the mouse and you want the in-game item, then go ahead and buy it. Otherwise, don't. Alright, I hope that was helpful. Please leave a like if you did find it helpful. If you've got any comments on the mouse, if you've got any questions on the mouse, before you ask, I haven't cashed in the code, so I don't know what the in-game item is, because obviously you saw me just unbox it, so I haven't had the chance yet. I'll put a comment on the video to say what I thought of the in-game item, whether it was worth the additional cost. I'll put that in. I'm not going to do that now, obviously, because this is an unboxing first impressions. But if you've got any questions like further down the line, once the video's been out for a little bit, and I may have either used the mouse or I've seen, as I say, I've cashed in the item or whatever, then leave those questions. If you think I can do something to improve the unboxing videos, or the first impressions for mice, please leave those comments down below because I'm always interested in feedback. And if you do like the mouse unboxing videos or the cooler videos that I do, then please subscribe. I don't release videos very often. I try and do it once a month, but my cadence varies due to work commitments and stuff like that. So if you subscribe, hit the bell icon and you'll be notified when either an unboxing video or a cooler video will be coming out, so you'll know when to keep an eye out for them. Alright, that's all the YouTube stuff. As always, I hope you're well and take care.